To this point, it should be duly noted, so are the sharps in Vegas, so are the wise guys. So this idea the fans was wrong. Remember, years ago, when the Dallas Cowboys went on their run, sports betting wasn't nearly as big as it is today in America. It's been legalized right by the Supreme Court. But the sports books took a bath because the Cowboys won in blowout fashion, and the Cowboys were the most popular team in the country. And the average fans loved the Dallas Cowboys and Troy Aikman and Jimmy Johnson and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin and all these great players. So the idea that fans aren't occasionally right, fans are right all the time. Remember, fans play favorites. Fans like stars. Well, if you just bet I think it's the last 10 years, if you just bet New England every week, they're a favorite. They have stars. If you just bet New England, I think the number is 64%. You would have won 64 if you just took them every week. So there's a lot of guys in South Boston who have bet the Patriots every week for a decade, and those guys are driving BMWs because 64% winning is higher than like professional gamblers get. Professional gamblers get 58 to 61%. When I do Blazing 5, I'm trying to get 58%. And this year, Blazing 5 was aided by the fact I went 9-1 in the playoffs. That's just not, I'll never go 9-1 in the playoffs ever again. And for the record, I would not bet the Super Bowl. I don't find, when the game was pick'em originally, I'd take New England. But now it's 2.5 for the Rams, could be 3 for the Rams. I don't know if Gurley's going to play much. There's just too much uncertainty. This isn't a game I'd bet. If that line gets up to 3.5 Rams, then I'd take the Rams. But I don't, my takeaway is I don't know what I get from Todd Gurley. I don't have any idea what I get from Todd Gurley. And if I don't know what I get from Todd Gurley, they're already missing Cooper Kupp. If you told me today Todd Gurley's going to have 6 carries, I'd take New England to win comfortably. But New England doesn't win Super Bowls comfortably. They've been in 8 of them. They've all been the exact same. And not only have they been the exact same, all decided on the last possession, win or lose, they don't score in the first quarter. New England very much is the heavyweight that comes in and feels out the opponent. There's a couple of things New England does in every Super Bowl. They don't score in the first quarter. They just don't. Second thing is they tend to run more in the game than they do during the season. If you look at their balance passing and running, New England generally in the Super Bowl leans a little more running than they did in the previous 17, 18 games. So they don't come to the Super Bowl and give you what you expect. They don't score early. They're one of the great first punch teams in the NFL. They lead, New England leads 75% of their games. They don't in the Super Bowl. They run the ball more than throw it. So I don't know what I'm getting. There's too many uncertainties here, and I don't know. It is interesting with Brady and LeBron this week. There's been a lot of questions about Brady and LeBron because, LeBron is in that rarefied air and Brady's in his rarefied air. People think these guys are very dissimilar because when you think of Brady, he was barely drafted. There's the combine video where he almost looked anemically athletic. And then there's LeBron James where he's the chosen one. They say he would have been the number 1 draft pick his junior year of high school. So when you think of Brady, barely drafted, didn't look good in the boxer shorts, and then you think of the chosen one, hyper athletic, you think of them as very, very dissimilar. And I got to be honest with you, I think there are 3 things that make LeBron and Brady incredibly similar. And is Willie ready to go? Next segment. The 3 things to me that make them very, very similar. Number 1 is they're pioneers in reinvesting in themselves. LeBron spends $1.5 million annually on his own training staff. That's unheard of. Not even Kobe did that. Tom Brady, meanwhile, does not drink during the season. He has his own clinic. So I think they are real pioneers in taking care of themselves and reinvesting money and time into their body. I mean, Michael Jordan was poker, cigars, steaks, alcohol, late night. Quarterbacks used to jump into the hot tub, go out and knock down beers and smokes. I mean, quarterbacks were never like Brady, and even NBA stars like Michael were steaks, potatoes, chomping on cigars, and gambling. The second thing is they have both completely altered finances of the sport. Brady has been taking now for a decade pay cuts, restructuring his contract. He even forced Drew Brees a few years ago to go, I can't take all this money, I can't compete. You are now seen as selfish as an NFL quarterback if you are demanding top dollar. You are a liability, Kirk Cousins. You are a liability, Matt Stafford. Tom Brady, for a quarterback, with his constant restructuring and not taking max contract, has altered the way we look at how quarterbacks are paid. How about LeBron James? LeBron James was if Michael Jordan made the NBA global and Magic and Bird saved it, LeBron made it mobile players. Go. Don't take the most money. You'll get paid in endorsements. You'll get paid on the back end. You'll get paid on legacy. Don't worry about staying in Toronto and making the most money. Paul George, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, LeBron. So that's the second thing. They have altered the finances of their sport. And I also think the third thing that Brady and LeBron have in common is we have a different view of their position. Let's talk Tom Brady. People used to romanticize the gunslinger. Joe Namath, Terry Bradshaw, Brett Favre. A lot of interceptions, John Elway. It didn't really matter. That guy's a gamer. That's not what people are looking for. People are looking for accuracy. People are looking for efficiency. People are looking for 66% completion percentage in college. Baker Mayfield, short, two-time walk-on, but he's accurate. Number one pick. Sam Darnold's bigger, more athletic, not as accurate. A lot of questions. Brady has redefined the position. It is now a precision league, three-step drop, do not get hit, do not hold on to the ball, and arm strength is really rarely discussed with quarterbacks. LeBron James, similarly, has altered the view of his position. He's a 6'9.5" point guard. He invented a position, the point forward. It used to be in basketball. There was a point guard and a shooting guard and a forward and a power forward, and there was a center. Now it's kind of labelless. It's guards and bigs. Big guys, a lot of Euros, bigs and guards, wings. But we don't do, it used to be point guard was a 1, shooting guard was a 2, small forward, Alex English, Kiki Vandeweghe's a 3, power forward, Barkley's a 4, center's your 5. They reinvented it. Point forward. There are no labels. Can you play? Can you handle the ball? Even now, when I think about basketball players, I'm like, can he handle the ball and shoot threes? Everybody loves Giannis. Doesn't handle the ball, can't shoot threes. Everybody loves Anthony Davis. Doesn't handle the ball, can't shoot threes. Not saying they can't dribble. I'm not saying they can never hit a 3. But to me, the league now is about the Hardens and about the LeBrons and about the Stephs and about the Durants. They can take the ball up the floor. They control the tempo like a quarterback, and they can shoot from anywhere. So I know, you look at LeBron and Brady, and one is unathletic, and the combine, and the boxer shorts, and the pathetically slow 40-yard dash, and that's your image. Drafted 199th, barely drafted, and the other guy is 16 years old, the chosen one, the king, would have been drafted as a sophomore, junior, number 1 out of high school, but I think they have a lot of similarities. I think they have a great deal of similarities. Some Kyrie Irving stuff. Willie McGinnis has won 3 Super Bowls, a decade and a half, an all-time great player. He will be joining us next hour. As Super Bowl week, it's funny. I don't feel a huge buzz for this Super Bowl. We were talking about it this morning. There is no overriding controversy.
Right. It's a very mellow Super Bowl week so far.
It is an incredibly mellow Super Bowl week. But we'll have Willie McGinnis to start our next hour. Peloton's a game-changing indoor cycling bike, brings energy of live studio classes to your home, up to 14 live rides a day. Learn more, Peloton Bike at onepeloton.com or visit your local showroom. Hour 2 next in L.A.
What happens when someone sees